So do acupuncturists get insomnia? Yes, we do. I don't suffer from insomnia, but I wanted to introduce something really quick that really helps with me. And a few times where I really couldn't sleep for maybe having a cup of coffee, having at a certain time when I shouldn't have, and having too much energy at nighttime, or stress, going through a lot. There are many reasons, and I would love to share this with you. Really quick, I get the most common questions: do acupuncturists treat themselves? Yes, I believe that most of us do. I don't all the time. I don't know why I enjoy treating other people. I really enjoy that. That's for me, it's like second to breathing. It's not work for me. Well, for some reason, and I can't tell you why, it seems to be a thing too with other acupuncturists and cohorts that I spoke with over the years. I tend to find it challenging to treat myself, just because it's hard to just relax and just treat yourself, and almost like you just want someone else to do it, you know what I mean? But that probably is the only reason. I have to be in a lot of pain, a really strong stomach ache for a day, and it's not going away, or I might be, if it ever happens, I'm constipated, something weird like that, or ended up with some food poisoning and I ate something and I feel it. I guess because I'm a typical guy that way, I wait till I'm I can't bear it anymore, and then that's when I'll treat myself. And so yeah, we do treat ourselves. So really quick, if you're having insomnia, let me know in the comments to see if this works. It's just it's the key to this acupressure point. You don't need acupuncture if you understand. If you have a good connection with visualization, and your heart is connected to it, and you can visualize, that's all you really need. Maybe when I say your heart, it's also you men out there that don't know what I'm saying, and you're logically saying, what do you mean by that? Not the women, don't worry. But it's to believe and to trust that this is going to work, and to get that feeling. Men out there, when you see your mom or your grandmom and you see her, you don't have to think, wow, does she love me? You just see her and you just believe it. So you tap into that kind of that love sense, you know what I mean? And maybe use that as an example, because it's important for you to emotionally be able to connect with that love feeling, because you have to be able to love yourself so that you can understand as to why you might be suffering from insomnia, because what I'm about to show you, hopefully it works for you, and hopefully you could get sleep, because sleep is so important to be able to regenerate everything right for the next day, and for you to heal if you have other serious issues going on as far as symptoms and whatnot, or whatever you may be going through in this life. And again, let me know in the comments down below if you feel like it helped you, and if it didn't, just let me know, because again, there are many reasons as to why it wouldn't work. There could be many reasons, because and I'll say this really quickly, remember, when you're working with certain things such as insomnia, stress, anxiety, depression, and you go see an acupuncturist who doesn't listen to anything that you're saying, and they just wholeheartedly heal or work on you, you can and you will heal. You will heal. I've seen many people heal from me when I was working very busy clinics where I couldn't really talk to people and try to get to their root issues. But what happens is that it's almost like a band-aid, because maybe that problem goes away, and maybe it comes back, or maybe it never comes back. But a lot of people are not connected with understanding how their vitality works in this vessel, because we're not taught that, not for any bad reasons, we're just not aware of it, right? Is that when something heals, like left shoulder pain, your left, it gets better in the eyes of an acupuncturist, right? And acupuncturist focuses on, or physical therapist, or chiropractor, or whatever the case may be in general. They work on it and it gets better. And this is, we're talking about chronic shoulder pain, right? And you've had it for a long time. You connected to it maybe 6 years ago when you were really stressed, and you work in this stressful job, and you've never healed from this shoulder pain. And then you see this magic practitioner, and they heal you in a matter of weeks, days, months, whatever, but you're healed after 6 years, right? And then 2 weeks later, maybe even 2 months later, you get opposite side, maybe hip pain, and you're like, what's wrong with me? I've never had hip pain before, and all of a sudden I'm getting hip pain. Or maybe you're getting acid reflux, right? Or maybe you're getting insomnia all of a sudden, and you never experienced that. And this is just a case study, and this is very common and typical. I'm just giving you almost a paradigm, so you can see the eyes of how an acupuncturist sees when he sees the evolution of pathology, and how pathology tends to hide when you're not aware as to why you're walking with chronic neck pain. I mean, shoulder pain or neck pain, or chronic insomnia as an example, right? And it's because the body is holding that pain body experience and that memory, waiting for you to be available to make it conscious to you. And that is meaning that we're looking at the causative, or the root cause of, and addressing the root cause of the symptoms. So as I show you these 3 pressure points, yes, you're treating the symptoms, but you are also tuning into these pressure points. You're actually self-realizing and waking up certain points in your body that maybe you never thought to put attention to. And you're becoming, and you're working with yourself in a sense of awareness and connecting yourself and feeling like you're your own physician, feeling like you're the one that can heal your own insomnia in this case, or you can't sleep tonight. And when you're able to address that you are the one and you're the only one, and you believe that and you trust that within yourself at some point, that you're like the one that can arrive at such information such as this one, and it came to you and you can address it, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's really helping you. Pay attention, because what you just did is that you connected to your natural ability to self-heal, which is all I'm doing. Just these pressure points belong to you. It's your body. It's your visualization. You're the one listening to me. You're the one receiving me, and you're the one who's actually going to teach your body with your mind, right? Teach your body by commanding these points. But the next level is allow your body to teach you in return, right? To see if it works. And the body says, look, because you did that to me, I'm able to vasodilate and relax, or anchor my Shen or my spirit, or anchor my breath down to my lower chakra system or my lower dantian in the Qigong world. And I'm able to sleep, per se. That's addressing the symptoms. Now to open yourself up as a physician you are now. You're indoctrinated now. And I mean that. Now pay attention. Listen. Receive. Don't expect. Don't search. Don't try to test yourself to see if this works or not. Because then you're going to hinder yourself. And if you do go through that, then maybe that's something that you have to try to work with, and maybe you're at that frequency. That's fine. But if you're able to go past that, and you're able to like sleep better now tomorrow because of these 3 treatments, these 3 pressure points I'm about to show you. It's not going to take long at the end of the video. Now that you did that, you just performed, in a sense, almost like acupuncture on yourself. You activated through visualization and by placing attention and realizing those points. And you trust yourself more, because let's say it works, right? You're able to sleep better. You're able to relax or be more at ease, and all of this resonates with you. That's why it works, because it resonates with you. Then once you are now more in resonance with yourself, don't limit it just because it's me and you, or just with you and your insomnia. If the insomnia comes back, if it is insomnia that you're going through, as an example, it could be anything. If the insomnia, or whatever the case may be, comes back, and you do it again, whether it works or not, let's say it didn't work, and if it does, do it again and again and again, because you're flexing that muscle so that it actually does work. For me, it does work. So when I do these points, like 98% of the time, it just works. Again, that 2% is because I drank too much coffee. or spirit in me was talking and I needed to do something else, and I was maybe too lazy, and I'm like, I hear you, but I still don't want to get up. It's 2 or 3 in the morning, I can't sleep, and I ignored it, and here I am half the night when I should have been writing. So it's just my self-inner conflict, by the way. So yeah, in those cases it didn't work, I guess, right? And it had nothing to do with it not working. It was just because I wasn't listening to myself, and that's okay, because that's how I learn. I'm able to speak about it now. So, but listen to yourself. Ask yourself in your own way of speaking to yourself, maybe before you listen, as a way of prescribing yourself the medicine. What is it that I need to hear? Why can't I not sleep? I'll give you an example really quick, and then I'll show you the 3 points. I had several clients that I've treated with Chinese medicine, acupuncture, recently. Just so you know, acupuncture to an acupuncturist is a form of Chinese medicine. It may not be herbal, but it's medicine. So sometimes I want to clarify that. So when I say Chinese medicine, I mean acupuncture, the same, but it could be herbal too, or supplemental. So this may not be for anybody, but this may resonate for you, because I'm being told to speak about this. I had several clients, and they don't know each other, but they had the same prescription that came to them. that they came to me with the inability of not being able to sleep. And it had nothing to do specifically with the time, but yeah, for them it was very specific. I felt like these were soul sisters that will never meet. That it was like they worked in the same soul tribe, because their numbers were all in synchronicity. Like, for example, their names might have been the same or similar, their birth dates. Not just that, the time that they keep waking up at night at 3 a.m. And they may be different people, but they share many similar attributes. They may morphologically in their face structure look like they really should be hanging out, as an example. And if they saw each other, they just start talking, right? Just like me and you are talking now. It comes natural. That's an example, right? And I've been fortunate to be able to see that web-like connection between soul tribes that still work in synchronicity together, but they may never meet, just so you know. That's a beautiful thing. So being a practitioner in Chinese medicine and meeting all these people allowed me the platform to be able to see things here in the physical like that. And I know many of you see it like that and more in the astral realm too, the same. And so it's just, for me, it was beautiful to be able to see that in the platform that I work with. But the reason for them, and again, it's not for everyone the same, but if it resonates with you, maybe it's for you. Seriously, I mean that, because you have to trust from here. It wasn't meant for them to ever sleep again. Let it marinate. It's cooking. Maybe they've been sleeping for thousands, 10,000 years. And maybe they don't need to sleep again. Maybe spirit within them is telling them to start working within the astral realm. Until then, get used to waking physically up, and I needed to prescribe them a time for them to maybe light a candle and do something for themselves. They were individual, so that they could start writing. A lot of information was going to be exposed to their attention if they trusted that. Maybe I told them to grab a cup of tea and maybe cacao, ceremonial cacao, and create their own ceremony, even though they're tired but they can't sleep. Maybe they're yoga practitioners, and maybe I told them to do yoga. You know what I'm saying? To each his own. You can prescribe it to yourself, because for them, they needed to listen to their ancestry, per se. It could have been their tribe, it could have been themselves, and to awaken that while their body wanted to sleep, it was the perfect time for them to not be so plugged into their left thinking mind, to their worrying and their anxiety and having to do all these things the next day for so many damn people that they know. So plugged into the matrix, man. But these people are aware that they are. And that's why the door starts knocking at 3 a.m. Is that your time? In Chinese medicine, between 3 and 5 a.m. is the time of Po, the corporeal soul. You can look it up and Google it. It's like a lot of information using the 5-element theory. But the time of Po is a time where many things can happen, but your ancestors can actually visit you, and there's so many other things that can happen. But it's like the most the quietest time during astral realm travel within your time zone or timeline, the same. And as these people started to listen, because it made sense for them, not because I was saying or instructing them to, but it resonated with them, they started to understand the hidden lesson behind what I was saying without the words. And I'm going to spill it out for you here. Is that once you start to ascend with not just your gifts, but your ability to listen to yourself and not only just know and understand God within, but start to walk in presence with adversity and with everything, you open up the opportunity to vibrate with your innate ability. Just because you have an ability and it's innate doesn't mean you're going to arrive at it, because again, you have to be conscious of it, and there's inner work to do, just like everything I just described. This is considered inner work for me. As an example, constantly working on your kung fu this way, is that they were told that while their bodies were going to fall asleep at night, to be conscious and aware in their way. I'm not going to divulge into techniques or anything like that. You could look that up, because you need to be able to resonate with that and find it within yourself. Your technique actually becomes exposed and it gets told by you, by your higher self. You have to find it within yourself. If you don't know what that means, you can always reach out to me, and we can always you can always create a consultation with me or whatnot. Anytime I do take consultations one-on-one, if we resonate together, you know. Again, if I'm doing this, the sun is in my eyes, so it's not like I'm just like having an infarction or something. Like corny jokes. They were told to start awakening not just into their dream state realm, but in their way and in their time to start to activate and potentiate that unconsciously. We're all doing it, but they were told that there was a doorway for them to start understanding how they exist just the same eternally so in the higher realms, such as the astral realm, which is also where the dream state realm is, which is also where guides are, the angels hang out there, yeah, the dark forces hang out there too. It's like another reality, and this is actually the densest version of this reality. It's the palpable, physical, the lowest form. So that's actually the higher form of it. But you have to understand too, really quick, is that when things happen down here that's dark, it's actually happening up there first. So it's trickling down from the 4D down to the 3D, and we're not talking into the higher right now. This is not the intention of the video. I was supposed to talk to you about like 3 simple techniques, and it ended up being this. So if this resonates with you, I'm going to show you the 3 techniques finally. So I'm being attacked by chestnuts here, so I'm watching my head. A lot of birds chirping now, so it's an exciting time to no longer have insomnia. Okay, so here's my belly button. So there's 3 points, okay? And there's 3 points, and I'm going to show you the 3 points, and then I'll tell you how to visualize it really quick. So here's my belly button here. Yeah, see that? Oh, hold on one second. My phone is getting dark on me, and I can't see myself because I'm losing battery. So my phone went to sleep on me. It works that well that even technology goes to sleep. So before my phone dies on me and sleeps on me again. So really quick, the 3 points are below your belly button. Here's my belly button. I call it 2 finger inches. 2 finger inches means like you take in this case, you take the knuckles of the depth of that, and that's that space right there. When you're measuring below your belly button, the end of that, so here's my belly button, and the end of that is the 2 finger inches below the belly button. So here's your belly button, and here's 2 finger inches below. Around that area, it doesn't have to be exactly there, because the more you practice it, it's going to start turning on at that point. So you don't have to be exact, but for those who need to be exact with a little of that OCD type of energy, I get it. You can place attention to it and maybe touch it in the beginning at night, so you can kind of like create that awareness if you've never done that before, because that's what you're going to do. You're going to turn it on. You're going to activate it by placing awareness to it with your eyes closed at nighttime when you're about to go to sleep. You can do this anytime you want, but I do it right before I'm about to fall asleep, when I'm just like turning off the lights, and I do it kind of like almost automatically every night. So for me now, all I have to do is think it because it's like training it, right? It's like training that muscle, and I just think it, I command it, and then I just have no problem falling asleep, you know. So that's the first point. That's called CV6 if you want to look it up in Chinese medicine. Ren 6, R-E-N, or conception vessel 6, CV6, or Ren 6 acupuncture point. So that's CV6 area. All right. And that's point number 1, like a triangle, like the top of a triangle, ipsilateral, and in your mind. It may not be ipsilateral, it's going to be like this. So that's the first point. Second point is the heel of your foot. Here's your foot, per se, and as an example. And here's your toes, and here's your heel, okay? And here's your Achilles heel. How do you say Achilles tendon? So here's the heel, and aligned with the Achilles tendon about 1 inch from the edge of the heel, on the heel, about 1 inch. It could be half an inch to 1 inch. Don't worry about the area on the heel of your foot. There's another acupuncture point that Sensei Kiku Matsumoto, famous Japanese practitioner. Well, she didn't. I believe that this training came from her sensei, Master Nagamo, who was also world renowned in Japan. I believe he died. May he rest in peace. They're called the insomnia points. So these are actually called in the Japanese medical arts insomnia points. So here's so now you know the 3 points. So those are the 3 points. Is all you need. So you place your attention Maybe you place your breath there if you understand how to meditate and use breath as a guide, right? But simply just place attention there. Because what you're going to do is by placing attention there, and this is called like your first mind in Chinese medicine, and in my interpretation, that you're also now getting your attention away from your head, and automatically you're just knowing that you're going to place all your attention down here just by placing attention and knowing that it's working, right? So that's the first point. You place attention there, and as soon as you feel the energy there activate or sensation there, it may feel different for everyone. Then you go to your right foot, and then you place attention to that foot, and you connect it. You just place attention and visualize it until it awakens. And sometimes the whole heel would awaken, and sometimes you hardly even feel it, but you do it anyway and assume that it's working, just so you know. And then you do it to the left foot. There's no particular order or pattern. I mean, as far as the timeline, you just do it. Just one, below the button, CV6, insomnia point, right foot, insomnia point, left foot. And from CV6, you connect a triangle. Maybe you connect it in the beginning from the center to your right, to your left, and then you connect it like that. But eventually, you just, boom, you synchronize a triangle and you breathe. Allow your body to show you what happens next. I'm not going to show you steps, because if I do, it's from my experience. Your experiences may vary. The whole point is that you come into the awareness and self-belief that you can even put it as a prayer and practice this, and maybe medicate this to yourself in a conversation as you're getting used to it, by speaking to yourself and saying, I'm going to be able to sleep with this point. May this point, may this protocol help me to sleep. Insomnia no more. Insomnia taught me a lesson so that I can identify with myself. And understand and connect with this video so I can understand myself in a higher regard. And from here now, I'm going to be able to listen as a prayer. You know, I'm going to be able to listen as to what the causative factor is in divine love within myself, and allow for the information to come to me, just like this video did. So that's it. That's basically it. So, you know, comment below. Let me know if it helps you in that manner. If it doesn't, well, let me know anyway. It's always a learning curve, because I love to hear how other people respond to what I would call the insomnia 3-point pressure point treatment protocol. I just made that up now. Be well all.